friends, welcome to your Monday morning espresso shot. Let us begin by first placing our awareness in the area of the heart, taking slow, deep, gentle breaths, and experiencing these breaths flowing in and out of our hearts, breathing a little slower, a little gentler than we normally would, and just begin to draw these breaths in at a count of 5 if you want. And don't stop at the top of the breath. Just exhale and imagine it's flowing out of your heart for a count of 5. Make these breaths symmetrical and imagine you're hugging your heart with each breath that you take. Wonderful. Do this for a few more breaths. If you experience thoughts, whether they're pleasant or unpleasant, bring your awareness back into the area of the heart. We're only asking you to do this for 5 minutes. Give yourself this 5 minutes to be present for yourself. So anytime a thought flows into your head and you are tempted to engage it, bring your awareness back into the area of the heart and start focusing on those breaths, taking slow, deep, gentle breaths, experiencing them flowing in and out of your heart, breathing slowly and more deeper than you normally would. And now see if you can take these breaths even more deeper to a point where it's still comfortable, but you're drawing in a lot more oxygen. Imagine it's flowing into your heart. So you can place the awareness in the area of the heart, but we know that you're going to breathe from your nose or your mouth. That's okay. But by maintaining the awareness in the area of the heart, you are becoming more present in your body, and the heart is the engine that drives everything in your system, in your body. So keep your awareness there and draw these breaths in as deeply as you can. Bring in all the fresh oxygen into your system so that it can be distributed to the rest of your body, that 100 trillion cells. It's got to make that journey to 100 trillion cells. Let's give it some energy there. Let's draw these breaths in very deeply and exhale all the carbon dioxide out so that we can make room for fresh oxygen every time we breathe in. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Today's things that make me go moment. And it's all about the topic of daring decisions. Is this courage or cowardice? And this came to me when a friend of mine asked me this question. It didn't ask me, we were just discussing my journey. We were discussing that how I left a Fortune 500 company as a vice president sometime in 2014. And I basically gave up a high 6-figure salary to do what I'm doing now. And again, I don't regret the move. I just love what I do now. and I wouldn't give this up for anything. But what she said to me was very interesting. It made me think a bit more. It made me think about what was it that inspired me to actually do that. She said it took a lot of courage, is what she said to me. And I reflected on that and I said, really, it wasn't courage. I realized that, and I have to be honest with myself. And the work that I've been doing on myself and the work that I do with others, inspires me to be truthful with myself, to be honest with myself, and do reflection on myself. Was it courage that got me to leave? It wasn't courage, actually. It was more of a cowardice move on my part. And I'll tell you why. I have a belief system. I had a belief system that I'm working on, and it's getting better, where I have to shoot the lights out. I have to be perfect. And if I can't be perfect, there's dire consequences. Whatever those dire consequences are, that's my mindset. At that time, I had a very strong limiting belief, or a belief system that was running in my subconscious that says, you must be perfect because that's the way people will accept you. You will not be accepted by others. You will not be validated by others unless you are perfect and you don't make mistakes. When you make mistakes, you become imperfect. People will not like you. So I had this people-pleasing mentality, and it would drive a behavior in me that would want to do that. I also had this belief that if somebody was going to admonish me or tell me that I'm doing something wrong, which means point out my mistakes, in order for me to protect myself, I will leave that relationship. And that's what drives me. I'm running away from something, not running towards something else. So in other words, the act of courage is jumping into that unknown space, running towards a potential that you are desiring, that you fall in love with the potential of an outcome, that you're saying, I really want to do this. I don't know what it looks like. I don't even know if I can do it, but I'm just in love with this. That is courage. Cowardice is where I'm running away from something because the pain that I'm feeling here is more than the pain I'm going to ever feel in another area. I'm just running away from something. A lot of people leave their jobs running away from something because they feel that they can have a start. But the important aspect here to understand is that when you run away from something, you're taking all the baggage with you, and that's going to be recreated in that context. And it'll manifest in different forms, but you haven't gotten rid of your internal dialogue that goes on that got you into that situation in the first place. So I wanted to share this with you to help you make a distinction for yourself, that when you're actually running towards something with inspired perspective, that you're feeling in love running, or you're running away because you're scared. And I ran away in 2014. Now, today, in this particular context, I'm running towards something, and I'm truly inspired by the energy that we share together. And I want to continue to do this. So that is really what I wanted to share with you, to see if there was an opportunity for you to reflect on your particular situation, and I'd be happy to take comments on that. Okay, so a key shot moment is about eyebrows. Here's where you can help, and I'll take my glasses out for this. You can help with your near and farsightedness, glaucoma, migraines, allergies. These are all the symptoms that you can start lifting and abating. Now, some of you have found these techniques useful, so let me share with you what we can do here. So for your eyebrows, what you want to do is you want to put your thumb on your temples here on the side, okay, so about here, and then very gently with your index knuckles, draw from inside to outside like that, just nicely massaging this. So there's a gentle massage. It's slightly firm, but it's not painful. So you do this, and this kind of creates a flow in your energy systems in your body. Then what you want to do is you want to now go under your eyebrow, under your eyelids, the bottom of your eyes, into that muscle, and do the same thing, but with your knuckles again. Do that, and then repeat the same thing over this way. Okay, so keep doing that throughout the day as much as you want. You know, there's no overdoing this. This is as much as you want. And sometimes when you experience symptoms of what we talked about, maybe migraines, perhaps allergies, and if you suffer from glaucoma, near and farsightedness. If you practice this every day, the symptoms will abate. All right. It's a cheese shot moment for today. Now, let us begin now to take it up to the next level. Let us spend 5 more minutes to experience joy and reach for gratitude or joy, one of those, and give your body that injection of love, because this is what will help you. 5 minutes of this will give you a 6 hour immune boost or more. Okay, so let us begin to place our awareness in the area of the heart, taking slow, deep, gentle breaths, and experience these breaths flowing in and out of our hearts, breathing a little slower, a little deeper than we normally would. And let's experience a regenerative emotion. Is there something you want to be grateful about? Is it gratitude? What is it that is in your life right now that you're grateful for? I'm grateful for having this connection every Monday morning with every one of us here. It is so beneficial for me to be doing this with you, all of you, in numbers, because there's a lot of power in numbers. So continue to take these slow, deep, gentle breaths, experiencing them flowing in and out of your heart, while bringing forward feelings, intense feelings of gratitude, appreciation, love. Slow, deep, gentle breath. Now ask your body, I want to feel a more intense version of this emotion. Give it permission. Ask and allow. I want you to sense what's going on just beyond your body, all around you. There's a bubble that's created by your heart's beating. There's a magnetic field that is generated, that is always there. I want you to sense into that. I want you to feel into that. It's just beyond your body, surrounding you. See if you can sense it. Imagine these emotions that you're experiencing right now. If they had a form, if these emotions had a form, your appreciation, gratitude, what would it look like on your magnetic field bubble that surrounds you? Wonderful. Thank you so very much for participating. These 15 minutes go by so quickly. So I want to thank you for joining me. If you have a few minutes to stick around for some Q&A, please do so. I'm happy to take questions. Please do that. And while you're typing your questions in, I want to share with you and announce with you that there is a Ignite member advanced series webinar coming in called Removing the Cloak of Darkness. This is where we unpack how we've all taken on a belief system of other people. People say that you should do this, you should do that, and we don't even know we're walking around living somebody else's version of life. And I want to share with you the techniques to do that. And there's going to be a guided meditation which you can have access to after the replay as a separate thing that you can take with you, download it, whatever you want to do. Okay. So that's something that we're going to be doing on September 26th at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. All right. And if you can't join us live, you can have the replay if you're an Ignite member. If you're not an Ignite member, consider your membership options as well. Okay. There's an opportunity for you to look at what kind of membership options you have available. Yesterday, I had a wonderful chat with my brother Lee Carroll and Monica, and we discussed the framework for the emotional tools for our time. And I'll tell you, it's quite inspirational what they want me to talk about. I'm really honored. So it's going to be 2 hours. There's not enough time to talk about everything, but there's going to be a couple of cryon channelings in there. So I'm looking forward to that, and it's going to be live broadcast. So I look forward to doing this with you. If you have a chance, I'll be sending out the registration link in a day or two. All right. And of course, if you need some support and help with tackling your own life and to attract more freedom, joy, and excitement, I can share with you, the benefits of my experience and using some of the techniques that helped me get through and get me landed on this particular journey and the success that I've achieved. Anybody can do that with the right mindset, and I want to share with you, and that's my passion. Okay. So let's look at the comments that we were saying. Dr. Oshie says, London and UK, how are you, Dr. Oshie? I hope you're doing well. This is a gift to this group, which nurtures me every week. And you, Shamir. Oh, thank you. That's beautiful. Yesterday, I did an awakening journey called Namaste. It is on Facebook today, broadcast via the breathwork community I belong to. It is called Namaste. I'm sending it to you first, and if okay, please share with everyone. So she sent this to me privately. And of course, I'm going to share this with everybody because, this is wonderful. I'm going to copy and paste it so that you all have this out there. So let me just go to everyone in the meeting, and here we go. So I'm just going to paste this. I hope you're okay with this. Oshie, you did ask me to share with everyone. Happy to do that, okay? Anne, how are you? And I hope, I don't know if you're still in Washington or not, but if you are, the state of Washington, if you are, I hope you're doing well with all the smoke and the forest fires that are happening there. And, prayers to all the people who are on the West Coast of, from British Columbia south to the US, experiencing the smoke from forest fires, sending you all my love and prayers. Anne says, a friend of mine told me a long time ago that if I could not be happy where I was in the moment, it would not happen in another situation if I just left the place where I was unhappy. I stayed there and now I'm very happy. How beautiful, Anne. Wonderful. Yeah, that's great reflection. A lot of people don't know that when they leave a bad situation, there are exceptions, of course. If you're in an abusive situation or if you're in a situation where there's danger around you, that's a different story. But if you're in a situation where you're emotionally distraught, you see people in a certain way, and if you decide to leave, maybe that's a right decision. But as long as you work on yourself after you leave and you don't just expect people to change around you, you'll be fine. But make sure that you work on yourself when you move away from a situation. Sometimes we need a clear start, and that's okay to do. I'm not saying we should stay in a situation like that, but that's a good reflection there. And thank you so much for that comment. Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Oshie. Thank you for the wonderful recommendation there. Thank you. All right, there are no more questions coming through, so I want to thank you for sharing this wonderful day with me, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Take care and all the best.